Hey you guys, Dangerous Thing here. Welcome to another episode of Boom Beach, and today I'm bringing you an awesome replay of one of the most recent operations that DT Power Task Force, and this one took a few attacks, and by few I mean like over 30 attacks. Now what I'm gonna do is, instead of showing you every single one, I know I do it once in a while, but I don't want to do it every single time, so you end up watching like a 40-minute long video. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna show you the first attack on the base and then the finishing attack on the base. And I'm sure you are gonna have your own opinions about this decision, but hey, I feel like it's a pretty good beginning and a pretty good end. So I want to see how it started and I want to see how it ended. And just so you know, you guys, in some of these situations, one base only took 2 attacks. So let's go ahead and jump in and let's see how this whole thing started. So first, let's take a look at TechCrunch that was started by Matt Hunter, who is a co-leader of Dangerous Thing, and he goes in and deploys a powerful combination of Smoky Zuka. So let's go ahead and fast forward. So he takes out a few of the mines over by the shore, and then he goes ahead and he explodes some of the shock mines. He drops his flare and deploys his Zukas to the left hand side, and from now on we know that he is going straight for the core. So now he's gonna start smoking the Zukas, and let's watch them form and make their way to the HQ. Now check that out, there's still a few bombs there. There's one shock mine and there is a boom mine. So shock mine, of course, stunned a few of the Zukas for a while. That's why the formation kind of separated. Then he puts his Zukas right in a corner, and just when they say don't put Zukas in a corner, he did just that. And that's what he does. He takes out a few of the cannons, he takes out the boom cannon, and then he goes for the HQ. And what I mean to say is then he goes for the core. Now of course, there are all of these shield generators here. I see at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right now, so at least 6 core generators. Let's go ahead and zoom out and see if there are any more. It looks like there are 7. So he goes ahead and he regroups his Zukas a few times so that he takes out enough of the defenses and basically stays outside of the reach of all the defense buildings. Now check this out, the bar of the shield generators is draining pretty quickly, and it is really amazing to see how much power Zukas pack in those guns. And look at that, they're just going really hard at it. But with just 40 seconds left, we all know where this is going. Matt is in a really great place. He's not being hit up by any of the defenses, but let alone, it's still not enough. So just like that, he tries to take out at least the core, but unfortunately falls a little bit short. If he had more time, this definitely would be a win, but no, he runs out of time. And just after he finishes, of course, he is followed up by Death, Dr. Death. Whenever I see him in chat, I always think, Bond, James Bond. It's like Death, Dr. Death. I don't know if that's how he introduced himself in real life. I bet that's exactly how he does it. So let's see how he finishes this off with nothing but Zukas, and it was absolutely beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Actually, it's funny, when I started replaying the last one, it did like a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and in this one, I didn't see it. Am I imagining it, or was there really a countdown when I played the first replay? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and fast forward this because you all want to see what I saw just a few seconds ago. This was absolutely gorgeous, a beautiful walk up to the corner of the core, and then he places his Zukas right there, and now they're outside of the reach of almost everything. Well, that one cannon probably took out a few Zooks on the right hand side, but just like that, look at that, he had like 40 seconds left, and Zukas take out the shield, and then after that the core goes down super quickly, and then he kills all of his Zukas. Why did he do it? I don't know. Maybe he's got too much gold sitting in his gold storages, and he's like, I'm just gonna, go ahead and take out all my Zukas. But that was pretty awesome. So one attack that only took one base that only took 2 attacks. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what happened with Paradox. And Paradox was opened up by one and only Mr. EC, and he is very well known in our task force for his major warrior skill. So let's go ahead and take a look at how Mr. EC deployed his warriors right here on the shore, took out a few of the bombs, a few of the mines first, and then he groups all of his warriors right by the shore by one of the plasma cells, and then he starts smoke screening them to the forest of the rocket launchers. He heals them up first because that's what you do, and then he throws shock bombs on a few of the defenses around them. Now they just go ahead and go absolutely wild. Luckily, they take out all of the 4 rocket launchers right on the left-hand side of the shore, and then basically from there on, it's a downhill battle because warriors start going crazy and just like running all over the place. But I gotta tell you guys, taking out 4 rocket launchers and 2 cannons right by the shore, as well as like 1 plasma cell, 2 plasma cells, and I believe it was in a sniper tower, that is pretty amazing, and I am pretty stoked with this performance. I personally don't know that I could do any better. If anything, I probably would do worse. You know, I don't got warrior skills like that. So really awesome attack and awesome opening to Paradox. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Yo +4 attack to see how he took down Paradox and what he did to turn everything to the max and take down the power core. So he deploys his troops on the left-hand side. We know that the rocket launchers were taken out on the left but not on the right, so he basically just goes ahead and stays away from the reach of the remaining rocket launchers. He uses his flare really wisely, and then he flares his troops right over here and then collects them all and brings them right by the power core. Now there are a few things here. Look at that, there is a shock blaster and a bunch of other defenses, but it was enough to take it down, and just like that, 84 victory points go into our little victory point piggy bank. So let's take a look at the next attack. I believe the next one was Armadillo. So let's take a look at Mustata I, who started off Armadillo with just 1 victory point, you guys. But hey, 1 victory point is better than no victory points if you ask me. And let's see what he does here. He goes for the shock launcher and takes it out, and just like that, all of his warriors get annihilated by all of the defenses. So that was actually a pretty cool one to watch, not gonna lie. So let's take a look at who finished off Armadillo. Let's do a lot of scrolling over here, and Aviator, he finishes off Armadillo. Every time I say this nickname, I forget whether it's just Aviate or Aviator, but I'm just gonna go for my comfortable pronunciation, which I'm sure I butcher things all the time with my accent. And you guys always ask me about my accent. I feel like one of these days I'll do like a video where I will show you all of my accents. But, you know, this is not about my accent. This is about how Aviator took out Armadillo, and it was super flawless. Look at that. That was such a fast attack. Actually, let's go ahead and replay it, you know, just because I can. So he goes ahead, he deploys his troops on the left-hand side, he flares them right at the like 7 o'clock of the core, and then he smokes them when he flares them. It's all Zookas, so there we go. He shocks a few of the defenses right by Zookas, and they just like pow, take it out so super quickly. So that was really beautiful. So down goes Armadillo. Now let's take a look at Tapir. I believe Tapir was the next one attacked, and let's go and find the first person who attacked Tapir. So Swifty was the first one to take on Tapir, and he brought home 35 victory points. So let's go ahead and see what he did here. He goes ahead and he shocks a cluster of rocket launchers and of course a few of the sniper towers originally. Then he starts moving his troops to the left-hand side. I'm sure we're gonna get to the point here where he's gonna go to the plasma cell forest and harvest some GBE. He is trying to take down, and he just did, a few of the rocket launchers that were right by the HQ, and that was really awesome because he used the smart strategy of farming GBE and then taking out necessary defenses. Now here comes a laser beam. Laser beam is pretty deadly at this level to Zukas. Now, if you've seen my previous video, I ran out of a few prototype pieces, so I could only make a laser beam, construct a laser beam instead of any other prototypes in my prototype lab. And laser beam does like no damage at all to tanks and and heavies when it's just on a regular base. When it is on the task force operation base, it's a whole different story. So that was the first attack onto Pier. Now let's go ahead and find the finisher. So today is all about start and finish. I'm showing you the opening and the closing attack on each base. So CJ Payne 888 was the one to finish off the job started by his brothers of the task force, a dangerous thing, and then he goes ahead and he follows the comfortable and the paved out route to the power core right over here. He smokes his troops when they're in the danger zone, and then he puts them right in front of the power core, and pow pow, Zukas take it down. I gotta tell you, Zukas are freaking amazing. So many people, are so comfortable with Zuka attacks, and I feel like, it is definitely one of the most amazing troops in the combination with heavies, but even on their own, when you go ahead and smoke them, Zukas are just amazing. All right, and I think we have one more left here. We have Ballast, and let's go ahead and find a person who attacked Ballast first. And YM Gender, I know that's not how you say it, and I know I've asked you before, and I cannot put myself together. So he was the first person to open the attack on the Ballast, and he goes ahead and he deploys his warriors. We are taking them down right over here to the shock blaster and a few rocket launchers. Now let's take a look. He takes no, he wasn't able to take down the shock blaster. But let's take a look at the final attack. Now, needless to say, that was probably quite difficult base to take out. And all right, where is it? Where are you? So many people attacked it, but I don't see the finishing touch. Wait, there it is. It's just because I'm blind. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the final closing attack on the Ballast, and it is with the combination of sexy schmexy skanks. Of course, we got ourselves some Scorchers and tanks, and we start by flaring them all the way to the left hand side where they go into a little plasma cell forest, and then just down it goes, down to business and to the power cell. They are on it, and I think he only lost one Scorcher. So let's take a peek at that again. Yep, he lost one Scorcher and he lost one tank. So that was a pretty OP attack, but a bunch of defenses were already taken out. Not to say that this wasn't was super easy. I'm just saying that it took a lot to weaken up the power cells and the power core, and basically, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Start and Finish of the first and last attack on the Operation Task Force bases, and we just started another Operation Stronghold. As you can see, none of the bases have been attacked yet, so we're just working on putting our notes together. And yeah, we're gonna jump into another operation in just a few seconds, boys and girls. If you don't have a task force that you're currently part of, go ahead and join Dangerous Things. Send us a request, and we would love to have you as a part of our family. I'll see you soon. Dangerous Thing is out.